Second now. Whew. Episode 14, man. Episode 14, 20 is right around the corner. All right, there we go. All right, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 14 of the Film Planet podcast. I'm Nadal.
I'm Jamal.
And today we're going to be breaking down two things review-wise is Red Sparrow and Death Wish. And then we're going to be breaking down some of the Oscar nominations, Best Picture, etc., things like that. And then we're going to kind of dabble into some of our opinions on the way things are being reviewed in Hollywood by these critics, the approach that they're taking. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start with Death Wish. Um, what was your thought on that? Just like your initial thought, not necessarily review process of it.
Old school action movie.
Yeah.
It was an old school
Yeah.
action movie. It tried to have a political conversation, but it was kind of forced in there. But the movie was entertaining, one-liners, typical action hero flick.
Yeah.
If you've seen the original Death Wish, you know the plot.
Yeah.
Guy loses his family. Well, he loses both in Death Wish, but
yeah,
but that's
neither here nor there. I mean, the original was somewhat darker the way he lost his family, but no, this one was good. It was just a bunch of cheesy one-liners, mixed in with a bunch of just fun action. Over the not really, I wouldn't even say over the top, just fun action in general.
it was over the top.
Well, I guess never. Yeah, it was over the top, but just a straight up fun action flick. I honestly didn't have high expectations for it. I don't know if that made me love it more, or or not love it, but enjoy it more. But yeah, my bar was set down here for it, and it was a fun movie. It was funny at times, just the one liners, the when spoiler alert, whenever
No, don't tell that part of the movie. Why you gonna tell one of the best parts of the movie? Come on, bro.
it was funny. You guys will enjoy it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a fun little movie. Bruce Willis kind of I think you said it after we watched it. You said that was his wheelhouse. He was back in it. That he hasn't been there in a while. But no, I enjoyed it. There's really not much to say about it. It's a very simple.
I wouldn't say go to the theaters and watch it, but if you watch it on like a red box, it's definitely worth the red box purchase.
Oh, yeah.
Watch it with your friends, your family, whatever.
Redbox, on demand, pay per view, whatever platform it hits on that you can watch it at home, watch it. Just a fun little straightforward action flick. It doesn't have a lot of
like I said, it does try to raise a political topic about gun control, blah blah blah, being vigilantes, taking the law into your own hands.
Yeah.
But that really plays the background to. It's an old school, like they used to call it. I know it's kind of in this political environment, social environment, this might come off offensive. But, it's a typical man movie, as they used to say. TBS guys, for guys who like guy movies, whatever.
Made for men show movies or whatever, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised to see this somewhere on like a TNT at some point. Extremely edited, but on TNT. But no, overall, it's a fun little action flick. If we were to put a number on it, what would you slap that on?
5.3.
Yeah, same thing. 5.3. Really, just go watch it. It's fun. It's a turn your brain off kind of movie. Just sit down and enjoy it. Next one is Red Sparrow. I'm just gonna say I liked the movie. It wasn't great or anything, but I definitely enjoyed it. There was some parts where I kind of was like I was dozing off a little bit. But overall, it was a pretty good movie. What was your thoughts on it?
Good, forgettable.
Yeah,
it was good. Jennifer Lawrence, she did a good job as the lead.
Mm-hmm.
Joel Edgerton, he kind of plays that double agent, kind of swarmy character. He wasn't swarmy in this, but kind of like a double agent. You don't know what you're getting out of him.
Yeah,
he plays that pretty good, but. For the most part, this movie was kind of is what it is.
It was serviceable.
I guess it was a lot of shock value depending on who you are as a person.
Mm-hmm.
It was very sexual, very violent, but if you take all that away, it was just a pretty run of the mill espionage movie. If you take away the extreme violence and sexual.
Yeah, even the twist wasn't The twist was forgettable. You weren't talking about the twist after the
I mean, the
movie.
twist in it make you go,
That's what I'm
"Whoa!"
saying. It
Even if
wasn't.
you, even when you saw it coming, it still didn't land. Like,
It didn't have the impact that it
oh,
probably should have, or they wanted it to have.
yeah,
Um, I probably would contribute that part to. It's so long, you kind of start putting pieces together yourself, and you kind of do figure it out a little bit down the road. I won't really spoil it because it is kind of a very important part of the movie. But at a certain point, you start going, it's either this one or this one or this one.
you want me to tell you what that movie was to me?
Go ahead.
It was Atomic Blonde, better acted, better directed, but not as fun.
Yeah. And Dumb Blonde, they chose the more action route as well, though.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was they were like, let's make this a fun James Bond esque, well, not James Bond, but just more action oriented with the secret agent and all that. Um, but no, I liked it overall. It wasn't the greatest thing in the world.
Nah,
Like
it was a good movie.
like you said, it was forgettable. Or another word I like to use is it was serviceable. It was a movie. If you like spy movies, I say go watch it.
I'd be a fan of Jennifer Lawrence.
Or yeah, or a fan of Jennifer Lawrence, go watch it. It's just a simple little spy thriller. That does have, like I said, it has some brutal shock value to it. But that again does depend on who you are, especially in today's world. A lot of desensitization. I can't say that word. I'm sorry, but
Desensitized.
yeah, to that kind of stuff. So it's in there, but it doesn't land. Like I said, it's forgettable, serviceable
I wouldn't
movie.
say land. I'm just saying for me, it was kind of like going to Olive Garden versus a 5-star restaurant. Olive Garden can be really good at
Yeah,
times, but it ain't nothing like,
it'll fill,
whoa, like,
it'll fill you up.
yeah,
It'll
eh,
satisfy your hunger for that time.
yeah.
Um, no, again, put a number on it. What would you slap that with?
I give it a 7
Seven.
out of 10.
I was gonna give it a 7, like a 7.2, which is 7.2, same thing. Overall, let's kind of get into. 'Cause I want to save the last thing. I want to end it on a positive note. Really, let's get into that the shock value, the sexual orientation, and stuff like that in the movie that happened in Red Sparrow, and talk about how kind of some of the critics, the way they reviewed that movie.
Even Death Wish with the gun
Yeah,
control.
even Death Wish. I know you and I, we kind of talked about it. We dabbled about it a little bit yesterday, but why do you think a lot of these critics, outside of what an obvious answer could be, they're getting paid to do stuff like that, but why are they reviewing a lot of stuff with an agenda?
I don't I don't think it's like with a full-fledged agenda. I
Hmm.
just think they're putting their personal beliefs or perspectives and they're allowing it to influence the movie.
Yeah,
You're supposed to review the art. If you can't review the art, you shouldn't even review the movie. Like for example, it was a movie came out called Detroit. Um I didn't want to see it. I'm as you know, as a black person, I'm tired of watching movies, Jim Crow era. Look what happened to us in the struggle. At this point, we know what's up. We
yeah,
know what's up. So I be kind of over them movies. So if I was a movie critic, I probably wouldn't even if I got paid to do it, they told me, hey Jamal, you gotta do it. I would have looked at the movie on its merits. But if I had a choice not to do it, I just want to do it. These movie critics, they want to review these movies, but they want to put their personal spin on it.
hmm
And they're not looking at the movie on its merits. They're not judging the movie on its merits. What does gun control have to do with Death Wish? What does your feelings on gun control have to do with how good or bad a Death Wish movie is, or Red Sparrow?
yeah. How good or bad Bruce Willis acted in the film, or how bad, you know, the cinematography was. Why does that have to? Why does your view on gun control or sexual abuse and stuff like that affect what that is?
Right.
You don't. You see a picture of a gun that someone painted, and you hate guns, you automatically think that picture is stupid and is ugly or is not good.
Right.
It's judge it based off its merits, like you said. Judge it off what it's supposed to be, a movie with a story. So review that and the story. Don't try to pick it apart and add your own little tidbits here and there as to why that wasn't in good taste
Right.
and
Right.
stuff
Right.
like that. This movie, you said this yesterday. um, Death Wish was being made. This movie's probably been done for what,
Yeah,
almost a year now. Probably been done.
2 years. It goes in. You got to
Yeah.
go think about it. They green light the movie. Then they has to go in post production. Then they
Mm-hmm.
have to find a time frame for the actors to come in and play their roles.
Yeah.
Then they have to.
Edit it all
I
together.
said post production. I'm sorry, pre
Yeah, they'll say
production.
post.
Then when it wraps up, they got to do editing and post production.
Yep.
So these movies take 2-3 years to make. They didn't wait till this tragedy that happened in Florida come on.
Let's capitalize on it. That definitely wasn't their.
That wasn't
process.
their thing. They already had this movie date
Yeah.
set. And if they did move it, they moved it well before this incident happened.
Yeah.
So
And if they did move it again, from a business standpoint, they would have destroyed themselves.
right.
Because this was a rare window where they could release and not worry about this movie
The
next week.
competition. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to understand what's
A
coming out.
lot of movies coming out this year.
Huge
A lot.
movies.
But between me and him, we had 20, and only 3 or 4 of them were the same. Not even that. 2 of them were the same, and our top 10 didn't even. It's like 100 plus movies coming out this year.
Yeah.
So they got it's a business decision at the same time. I promise you, they weren't ignorant to what happened, but at the same time, they have to like, okay, well, this movie, everyone's been paid now. The product needs to be out.
Right.
And we were sitting in the theater. Everyone seemed to enjoy it. I'm not getting where the reviewers are coming in, and just they're putting their own.
They are putting because they obviously didn't watch the movie because they were having a discussion about gun control. The movie never took a clear side. Now you could say it leaned towards Bruce Willis' character leaned towards pro gun.
Yeah.
Because he was defending his family. But even then you had Sway from Sway in the Morning Show,
Yeah.
big hip hop icon. The whole time in the movie, him and what's her name on the show?
I know you're talking about. I can't remember her name.
Whatever her name on the show, they was having a debate about, gun control, being a vigilante. So they were still raising these questions up throughout the movie.
Oh yeah, throughout the movie. Now, there wasn't a small little 20-minute segment in the movie. It was from beginning to end.
But the point is, even if it was, let's hypothetically speaking, even if it was a pro NRA movie, don't review the movie if it offends you.
Like, stay away from it.
Stay away from it. American Sniper. I didn't go watch it because I found it offensive.
Yeah, that's what's the movie? The 3:10 to Paris, the train movie.
15:17 to Paris.
Yeah, that movie. I knew going in. I didn't go watch it. I knew that this is probably going to be a movie bashing Muslims and Arabs. So I'm just like, I'm going to stay away from that. I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to be able to look at that movie for a movie. I'm going to look at him like, okay, it's just all it is just bashing me for 2 hours. Why do I want to put myself through that? Because I'm just going to come right on here and say nothing, say only negative things about it.
Right. You're going in with a preconceived
So I'm just going to
notion.
take myself away from it.
And that's what these critics are doing. And they're protecting movies. Possibly. Well, because Wrinkle in Time, the social embargo, not the straight reviews, but the social embargo was up. That means you can put how you feel about the movie on Twitter. Not a true review.
Just a yay or nay.
Just a yay or nay, what you liked without getting details in the movie. And nobody said nothing because it's a chance it might not be what they thought. And one critic even said, well, I don't want to say nothing because we're all kind of sad about it. But when Zack Snyder came out with Justice League, y'all salivated at the opportunity to bash him. Look, I want to see a black female director on a major motion picture movie to succeed too. But you're setting a dangerous precedent. You cannot protect her because of the significance of her directing this movie. You can't do that. That's not your job. That's the studio's job.
That's studio's job only.
And that's her job to make a good movie.
There's 2 people who's supposed to worry about that.
Your job as the critic is to critique the movie on its merits. Period.
You not all critics have a voice, but a lot of critics do control a certain amount of power. And the way they wield it sometimes, and we dabbled on it last week, is it feels they're real loose with it. Very little. I screenshotted a post on Twitter, and this woman all but said people of color, and especially women of color, have a right or a duty to make sure that they take care of Wrinkle in Time.
That's cool.
No, but to review it positively. She was insinuating that, and then she literally, period, followed up with it.
That's fine
Yeah,
to me. That's fine
yeah.
if you're an everyday person. But if your job is to critique movies,
She was talking about reviewers.
oh,
She was specifically
okay,
reviewers of color, specifically women of color who review movies. That she was very specific in the post, and then she literally followed it up with, "Don't come to my review if you're looking for an honest opinion of the movie." She said, "Because I'm only going to say good things about it." And that I kind of sat. That's I soon as I screenshot it, sent it to you. I was like, "Man, this is what I was talking about last week." I said it, and they're kind of proving me right. I'm like, that's not her job. Review the movie, give it its fair shot, just like anything else you would review. It's you're doing. I'll use this as a way. Ava DuVernay, you're doing her a disservice when you review something like that, because you learn a lot more from your mistakes
mm-hmm.
than you do from your achievements. I truly believe that when you make a mistake, you learn so much more from that than you do about from your achievement. It's that simple. And if you're reviewing something in a positive light because you're scared of something, she's gonna look at like, okay, maybe I was doing the. A lot of directors probably hone their craft throughout the years based off reviews. Okay, that people didn't respond to that well. Let me improve that aspect of my directing, stuff like that. But when you don't review things the right way, you start. It's a circle, and it's a vicious cycle, and I just don't like that. I really don't like it. It's not, to me, as a reviewer, especially since we're very into this entertainment industry, stuff like that. I feel like it's their duty to make sure that they give the audience, the casual fans, an honest look at what a movie is without it ruining the whole thing for them.
Right.
So everyone can go in giving a movie a fair shot. So if you say a movie is terrible, like Justice League, for example, and then people go like, "Oh, I read this review, it told me it sucks," and they go and watch it, they're starting down here, and but then they just like, okay, well, I didn't know what to look for, so I just picked out all the bad stuff.
But and Justice League wasn't a great movie.
It wasn't, but I'm just saying, I promise you, there's people who probably were excited for that movie, who read a review and probably didn't go see it till a
But
week later.
that's that at that point, that's the critic's job.
Yeah.
If they're truly thinking this movie's bad, that's their opinion.
Yeah.
The problem is they're protecting this movie to the last minute, so it won't get probably people still go out to see it, and it goes back to what I said. People are going to go see a movie that they're interested in.
Yeah.
Look at I use this example, 50 Shades. I heard the book is garbage. I've never read the book. I heard the movies is trash, and it's $1 billion franchise now. The 3 movies have made $1 billion on $150 million
There's
budget.
3 movies?
Yeah.
I thought there's just 2. Didn't even realize the third one came out.
Yeah, 50. Yeah, 50 Shades. 50 Shades of Grey. 50 Shades Darker. 50. I don't know. Anyways, I know it's 3. I know it's a trilogy.
Honestly, I just didn't know that. Anyway, but yeah, no, I feel like it's our. I mean, like I said, I think you and we had very low expectations about Death Wish last week.
Well, I didn't. I said it is what it is.
But we didn't really talk. We didn't go into. We didn't express that opinion on the podcast. That was just a conversation we had afterwards.
Right.
But you and I both, I think, we try to be as smart as possible when it goes into watching movies, to try not to be at 50-50 on the opinion, and then go watch it and whatever sways us. We try to be. I mean, sometimes it can be hard.
Yeah,
I get that, but you have reviewers that are on social media straight up saying, "No, I know I'm not going to do that," you know. And that, to me, I feel like is what you're doing your fans.
You're getting paid to review movies, bro.
Yeah,
you got to review them correctly.
Yeah, your job. It's not a hobby that you're doing. It's your job. Review them correctly. Give each and every. Those are artwork.
Mm-hmm.
Give it its fair shot. I feel like that's not asking a lot, you know. And then the second thing, a little bit, lighter note, more fun, just to kind of talk about. We have the Oscars tonight, correct?
Yeah.
What
the Super Bowl of cinema.
The Super Bowl of cinema. What did you want to talk about first? We'll save the top one right there for last. But which one did you kind of want to? The category that you like.
One of the movies up for controversy like one of the big points of the movie, other than Shape of Water, the clear favorite. I think Shape of Water is a clear
Mm-hmm.
favorite for a lot of awards. That's every year. The Academy Awards has a darling movie.
Yeah.
Like last year was La La Land, even though Moonlight won Best Picture. This year's darling movie is Shape of Water.
Yeah.
That's the darling movie of this year. But another big controversy is Three Billboards in Ebbs, Missouri. And the big controversy is they do a redemption arc for a racist cop. It wasn't a redemption arc. I saw the movie. They were now trying to redeem the cop. What the movie was trying to show was that crappy people do good things sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes people with a just or noble cause can treat people crappy along the way. It was basically showing, the whole movie is showing the gray area of humanity. They showed all these broken people in a racist piece of crap town, and it was just showing their everyday lives, their everyday struggles. And it was basically showing, man, this is the real world. You know, sometimes a racist is not going to be, oh, you racial slur, waving a Confederate flag and with a Jeep with mud all over it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's your manager or your boss saying hey to you every morning and going home and turn on the TV and disgusted.
Yeah.
So that's what the movie was trying to show. Like, racists have lives too. Racists do good things too. This woman who has a noble just cause, on the surface, she has everything. Oh man, let's get behind her. But when you look in her life, you're like, man, you might need to fall back on this,
Yeah.
So I don't understand the big backlash. Like Jay-Z once said a lyric, do you people actually listen to music, or you do skim through it? So I'm gonna try to flip that and say, do you people actually watch movies, or do you skim through it? Because the movie is not trying to redeem the racist cop.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So
I haven't seen the movie, so I'm just...
You're right.
Just from someone who's experienced racism, the movie's probably accurate based off what he's saying. Is you never know who's going to be racist.
That's what the movie's trying to show. Yeah. It's not trying to redeem him. It's just showing there's racist people in the world. There's crappy people in this world. It's just
deal with it.
Yeah, you got to.
You don't have no choice. Your everyday job is you're going to probably be working next to somebody who might not like you because you're a different.
Be like that character, Sam Rockwell, who's up for Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah.
That's just the nature of the beast. Yeah, everything's not black and white, and that's what that movie was trying to say. But I know you haven't seen really much of many of these movies.
I've seen I still haven't seen Dunkirk. Get Out. I've seen The Post. That's about it.
Yeah,
that's about it, really.
I've seen most of them. I think here's what I'll do, and I'll do what I think's gonna win, what I want to win, and I think what deserves to win.
Okay.
So out of the best, we'll start with I guess we'll start with lead actress.
Lead actor or actress? Okay.
Yeah. I'll say who I think's gonna win is Frances McDormand, Three Billboards in Missouri.
She played the mom, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who I want to win is Meryl Streep in The Post.
Oh yeah.
And who I think's deserving to win is probably Cerise Ronan from Lady Bird. Okay. Because she's been getting rave reviews for her performance. As far as supporting actor, who I want to win is... That was lead actress, by the way. But supporting actor who I want to win, I'll say Sam Rockwell. Who will probably win, Sam Rockwell. And who's most deserving, probably William Dafoe.
Yeah.
The Florida Project.
Okay.
Supporting actress who I want to win, I mean, Octavia Spencer. Nah, Mary J. Blige. I want Mary J. Blige to win. Who will probably win, Octavia Spencer, Shape of Water. And who's probably deserving to win is Allison Janney for I, Tonya. I heard she killed it as Tonya Harding's mother. Yeah. I haven't saw the movie, but everybody's saying like she looks and acts just like Tonya Harding's mother. Director.
There's a big one because
Who's gonna win? Del Toro.
Yeah.
Who deserves to win? Nolan. Who I want to win? Nolan. I'm a Nolan fanboy.
Okay.
So, but I think Del Toro's gonna win this.
Okay.
I think he's. I'm almost sure he's a lock for this one.
Yeah.
If he doesn't win this one,
all the buzz has been about his movie Shape of Water from day one.
I think the dark horse is Greta Gerwig, Wig, and Lady Bird, but or even Jordan Peele, Get Out. I think they're the dark horses, but
a lot has to
happen. I think it's Del Toro's to lose for real. Animated feature Coco.
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
Animated short.
I don't know much about it. I want Kobe to win. None of these. That's my all-time favorite athlete, so Kobe. Adapted screenplay. I want Logan to win, but Disaster Artists are Call Me By Your Name. One of those are going to eat that alive.
Yeah.
What sucks about Disaster Artists, if it wasn't for James Franco's sexual harassment controversy, I think Disaster Artists would have been up for a lot more awards, too.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, like, do you think what happened with James Franco affected that movie?
Absolutely, because that was getting critic reviews crazy. Original screenplay.
This is what I'm excited for because we've talked about a lack of original stuff. So
Get Out should win, and that's what I want to win. But don't be surprised if Billboards or Shape of Water gets it.
Okay.
Cinematography. Even though I wasn't that big of a fan of Blade Runner, that was the best part of the movie. It was a beautiful movie. So I think Dunkirk's gonna win.
Yeah.
And I think it deserves to win. But if Blade Runner wins it, I'm not gonna be shocked. I'm not gonna be like, oh,
you're not gonna be shocked either way,
right?
Yeah, it's the other ones are kind of not happening. Those two are the ones.
Yeah,
that's the real list. Is those two,
right?
And then let's see. I don't think that really matters too much.
Yeah, we can.
Best live action.
I guess we can go back up.
Yeah, I guess we go back up. Well, actually, no.
Sound editing, Baby Driver,
and film editing too.
Baby Driver should win that.
I don't know why Blade Runner's in here because it was just a bunch of low humming sounds for 2 hours. But
Dunkirk will win sound editing.
Yeah, I heard someone told me that there's a ticking sound throughout the entire movie, and it never goes away.
Right,
it gets drowned out every now and again, but it's always there.
Yeah. This is everything's against the clock.
That's just smart filmmaking right there.
Well, Nolan's a genius.
And film editing, Baby Driver. If you've seen Baby Driver, a lot of it was edited to the actual music.
Yeah, that was a good one.
So it was that was fun to watch in itself. Was
that or Dunkirk should win that.
It was kind of like a really cool.
I don't know why Billboard's on there for editing. I mean, it wasn't really nothing to edit, but okay.
It wasn't I'm going to use the word bland. It's not a bland movie, but it was purposely shot in a very low. This is a small town, so it's not going to feel huge and grand. And then really the big one, like the big best list that everyone tunes in for, best picture or best movie.
I'm going to say this: The Post is. I mean, I think The Post is a victim of its own greatness because I feel like when you put Tom Hanks, Meryl Streep, and Spielberg, it's almost we expected it to be good.
That makes sense. I agree.
I think, and that's why I think it's gonna be put out for all awards. That's why I think it ain't gonna win many awards because people are like, you expected to be good with those three. It's to the point now. Like when LeBron James scores 30, 40 points.
You expect it. It's not a big deal.
But if Westbrook does it, it's like not even Westbrook. We'll say somebody like
I don't know much about basketball.
But I'm just saying, like, I'm just trying to think of a lesser player. But y'all get the point.
Yeah.
Their greatness has become mundane to people. So you got all these new kids on the block with a lot of these people outside of Nolan.
Yeah.
So and I think Nolan too. Dunkirk is a victim of that, but not as bad as The Post.
Yeah, because it's Nolan's name is attached to Dunkirk. The Post had 3 huge names attached to it.
And Del Toro's very popular, but he always has cult classics.
Exactly.
Or genre films.
He doesn't knock it out of the ballpark every single time.
And he never made an Academy Award like movie.
Yeah.
So he's kind of a new kid on the block as far as the Oscars. Not Hollywood in general,
but
as far as Oscar bait films. All these all these directors are kind of new kids. So I think Best Picture is going to go to Shape of Water.
Okay.
But the dark horse is Three Billboards.
Okay.
I think that's the dark horse.
If you were to put a second dark horse in there, what would you say?
Oh, no doubt. Get Out.
Get Out, yeah.
But I think what's going to hurt Get Out is politics. I mean, I think Shape of Water is they say it's like a pro LGBT movie. And Get Out is kind of like a movie discussing like systematic racism from the liberal perspective, because you always hear it from the conservative. And Moonlight won Best Picture last year.
You're not getting that twice in a row.
I think, yeah, I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked. I think Shape of Water is a clear favorite. Billboards is a dark horse, and Get Out because of the buzz.
Okay.
It sucks. I want Dunkirk, because I'm telling y'all, man, Dunkirk, the way Nolan directed that movie is lit.
Would you say it was his masterpiece? Or are you going to say it's the trilogy?
Dunkirk might be his second best movie.
Okay.
I think it's better than the Batman movies.
Yeah.
I think it's better than probably every movie did except Inception. And it might even better be. Inception is like one of my top 5 all-time movies.
Well, that's because it was combining a love for sci-fi.
Yeah,
and your favorite director.
Yeah, so I'm like, you know what I mean? But unbiased, Dunkirk might be his best.
Kind of like Ready Player One for me. It's combining one of my favorite directors with video games.
Yeah, but it can turn out to be a great movie too.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We don't know yet.
Yeah,
Ready Player One's gonna be good, but we don't know how good. That's the key.
I'm talking about from a fanboy standpoint. I'm very like it's hard for me to not get excited.
Oh, we didn't even do lead actor.
Oh, yeah, good.
Lead actor. Denzel is kind of like with The Post and Meryl Streep. He's a victim of his own greatness.
You really didn't hear much about this movie either.
Daniel Kaluuya, Get Out is who I would want to win.
Yeah.
But I think Gary Oldman's going to get that.
Yeah.
For Winston Churchill in Darkest Hour. And my dark horse is Timothy, because he's getting a lot of reviews for Call Me By Your Name.
Well, Gary Oldman was absolutely
I heard he carried that movie. So if he gets it, that's what I'm saying. I think he'll get it.
Yeah, he had enormous personality in that movie, which for that person he's playing, he had to.
Right.
But yeah, no. I mean that wraps up this week's episode. Talked about a couple, the reviews, all that good stuff. We will be back next week with Wrinkle in Time.
And The Strangers.
And The Strangers.
And possibly Gringo.
Gringo is a smaller movie, so if we don't review it next week, we'll probably talk about it the week after. Just kind of, because it's not huge or anything. But for the most part, that's this week's episode.
One more thing.
Oh, go for it.
Infinity War got moved up a week. So it was coming out May the 4th, the original date of the first Avengers movie. Now it's coming out April 27th.
Yep. We'll talk about why that happened next week.
Down the road.
We'll talk about why that happened next week. Anyways, that was this week's episode. You guys have a good one. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment. Peace.
Tune into the Oscars.